Hey guys, so I'm going to show you how to make a solar oven today. First thing you're going to need is a pizza box. It can be a big one like this, it can be a small one. As long as it's a pizza box, it's going to work. Now the very first thing you're going to have to make sure you do is if you're an at-home kid, you're going to have to get your parents to cut the box for you. I'm going to come a little closer so we can understand what that's going to look like. Now around your pizza box, you're going to need to cut, and let me push this out so we can see the difference. You're going to need to cut out a square, but you're going to leave the top of the square, okay? So you can see I left room around the edge. You could go a little closer to the edge. It doesn't have to be anything perfect, just so you can have a flap like this. This is our goal. So you're going to ask mom or dad to use an X-Acto knife, okay, to do this for you, or something else at home that they could do, but this has to be done by an adult, all right? And we'll see that it bends right here. So we still have an edge right over here too, so we can close it, open it, and that's going to be useful for us later when I show you. So this is the very first thing that you need to make sure is ready on your pizza box for Tuesday. So today on Monday, get this done at your house. All right, so materials you're going to need: the pizza box cut like we talked about, some tape, some plastic wrap or clear wrap, same thing, and you're going to need some aluminum foil. And I'm actually going to need some scissors also. Let me grab some of those. Got some scissors. Those might come in handy later depending on how this goes. Now let's talk about step one. Step one is kind of the hardest, okay? What you're going to need to do is you will need to open your pizza box. All right, we see how it's open. I like to just let mine hang and lay flat, okay? See how it's laying flat? What I'm going to need to do is in this opening right here, I'm going to need to cover this entire thing with clear wrap. That's what I'm about to do. Now, when I'm doing this, I need to make sure that it's very tight. I want a nice tight seal, okay? And when I'm taping it, I'm going to be taping it on the cardboard side. You know how this side has some cool design depending on where I bought my pizza from? This side in here is plain brown. This is where I'm taping on, okay? So you just want to lay it flat and on your table. If you have a bigger table, it might even work better. But lay it flat. Then what you're going to need is, and I'm going to put it like this, because you got to be creative. When you're working by yourself, you don't have a partner, you have to figure what you got to do. So now I'm holding it with my legs while it's on the table. Now I'm going to open up my plastic wrap, and I'm going to be careful because there's a really sharp edge right here, and it could cut me and I could bleed, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to find where my plastic wrap starts at. Which this is actually showing to be harder than it should be. Here we go. Hold on. That's why it was stuck to the box. Okay. I'm going to put it back in my box now that I got it. And now my clear wrap should roll out. The thing about this that can be kind of annoying is it sticks to itself, so I want to be careful. The main thing is to just not get frustrated. And I want to get a piece that's going to fit over it. So I think right here should fit, roughly. I got to close my box so it'll rip my clear wrap. Okay, so I got my piece. I can already see that it's folding on itself, and just can't get stressed out. I got to stay calm. I'm going to open up my clear wrap, and I'm going to place it over where I'm going to have it at. And I've actually noticed that my clear wrap is actually a little too big, and that's going to be hard to keep a nice firm seal. So let me show you what I mean by that. See, the clear wrap is my clear shiny stuff. See how it's just a little too far over the edge on both sides? I'm going to trim it up because I want to make sure I get a nice tight seal, and if I have too much extra on the side, it's not going to be very tight. So let's come back over here. I got my scissors. I'm going to cut some off. There we go. Then I'm going to place my new piece right over the edge, see if it looks good. It looks pretty good. I think I'm going to trim a little off the other side also, just because I want it to be a really nice firm seal. All right, a little piece off there. Now that I got it lined up how I want it, oh, it's looking nice. It's looking really nice. Now I'm going to get my tape going. Now remember I told you that you need a tape like this because it's going to make things a little less stressful. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start on one edge and do one whole side first, making sure that I got it taped down nice and tight, pulling my plastic wrap because I don't want it to bunch up, because I want it to be nice and tight across the square that's been cut out. Now I got one side done, I'm going to do the side right across from it. So I'm going to make sure it's pulled nice and tight before I put my first piece down. Oh yeah. And I'm going to keep going from here. Now that I have that, remember I'm taping on the brown side of the box, not the side that has all the design on it. Now I got my top that I need, the top of the square I need to tape across, and the bottom of the square. Doesn't matter which one you start on, I'm going to start on the top. And I'm making sure that I'm still pulling the plastic wrap nice and tight as I'm taping as best as I can. And remember, it's all about patience. If you cannot go as fast as me, that's fine. You got plenty of time to do this part. Don't let it stress you out. If you get angry with it, maybe step back, take a breath. Find somebody who can help you. So now I've pretty much taped all around. Now I'm just looking for if there's any edges that, don't look good enough. Like this spot over here, I think I want another piece of tape here. And now let me show you what we got. So remember, I was taping on the brown side. Remember, here's my nice design from the pizza place I got it at. And here is where I've taped it down. You see how that looks nice and shiny. Now my inside piece, see how I can move this and it's a nice clear window? See that? I should be able to see on the video slightly. So now I've done that. I did not tape on top on the design of my box. I taped on the brown part of my box. That's very important to remember. Okay? And it should look nice and clear like this. Should be nice and tight. Look perfect, right? Next, I need to work on the inside of my box. Let me show you. I'm going to cover the bottom and the sides, the insides, with tin foil, aluminum foil, okay? A good strategy for this, there's not really a certain way you need to do it. It's really whatever way you want to, whatever you think works easiest for you. You're probably gonna have to do some cutting with your scissors also. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like for example, because I want to get a piece that's going to get the edges and the inside, and I'm going to need 2 sheets to get this other part. So let me go for this piece right here. Oh, and on my aluminum foil box, there's also a sharp edge, so I want to be careful not to cut my finger on that. Now that I have this, ooh, this is important, with your aluminum foil. Aluminum foil is interesting because one side is super shiny, and the other side is kind of dull. Okay, if you need help figuring out what side is shiny and what side is dull, you can ask a classmate. You could also go up to the sub and ask them, but we want the shiny side facing up because our goal is that we're trying to attract the sun as much as possible, and the shinier it is, the better our food's gonna cook. Now I'm gonna place this inside my box, and now remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Your food will still cook if it's not perfect. And I'm just gonna kind of put tape where I can. And you see this extra I have hanging out? I'm just going to fold it over the edge of my box. And then on the edge over here, I could tape it down just so it doesn't move. It's okay that the tinfoil hangs out on the outside of the box. That won't do anything bad. Then I got this side. This one's a little too long off to the side. I'm gonna trim some off with my scissors. Now I can fold this side down nicely, and I can tape it on the side. And maybe even ripping some pieces of tape in advance, so then it might be easier for you. That might be an idea also before you get started. Get some pieces of tape ripped, put it on the side of your desk so you can grab it for later. So let me show you what I got so far. This was just one piece I ripped off. Now the thing is, I'm not done yet, because let's observe. I still need to do this piece, this little area right here, this little corner over here, and also, wow, it's really reflective. There's this right here is white, and it doesn't have any tinfoil on it. I need to put tinfoil here also, so that's what I'm still trying to complete. So I'm gonna grab some more tinfoil. For this edge over here, I think I'm gonna take this piece and cut it in half. And I need to remember always that my shiny side will be facing up. And the nice thing about my tape is that it's clear, so that some of my tape is getting on my box where my aluminum foil is, but it's clear, so it's no big deal. I'm going to tape it down on this side of the box also. Got just a small piece right here. I'm going to try to make this work. All right, then we're gonna get, so what I just did was this side, but I still got this part I need to finish. We'll work on that now. Another piece. And the big thing to remember is it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as we're covering it with aluminum foil, that's what matters. Yours doesn't have to be the prettiest. That's okay. All right, now I got my tin foil ready. So now if I go to close my box, the inside is completely full of tin foil. I'm good to go. Then to leave my box and close it up for later until we decide to cook in it, I'm going to make sure that all the aluminum foil on the outside is taped down, okay, because that could cause some problems later on. I'm going to make sure that I fully close my box correctly. If I ended up covering my name on accident, I'm going to rewrite my name somewhere big so everybody knows it's mine. And I'm going to leave this part out. I don't want to push it in. If I push it in, then remember I got my clear wrap right here, and it could end up puncturing it. And if we get a hole in that, our solar oven is not going to work as we want it to. Okay. There's a few other finishing touches we will do the day of the experiment. I'll explain those later. But have fun making this. Don't get stressed out. If you do get stressed, take a deep breath. Find somebody to help you. All right. Bye, guys.